On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive, I share what it's like to experience SEMA for the first time, which, as it turns out, is more than just staring at cars that don't move. Hey there, and welcome to a special trip episode of Eat, Sleep, Drive. I got my bag here, and I'm not buying a car this time. That's usually where the trips originate from, but this time I'm going to SEMA. I've been into cars for basically my whole life, and I've had this YouTube channel for 5 years or so, and I've never gone to SEMA. That's changing this year. We're gonna see the Civic Si unveil, and we're just gonna approach it by someone who's never been to SEMA before. So why don't you guys come along for the ride? We gotta hop on a plane and get to Las Vegas. Thanks, man. Thanks. Have a good one, Martin.
You're gonna censor the nipple on your channel?
Totally. I haven't spent a ton of time in Vegas, but I will say Caesars is a pretty good place to stay. Of course, there's no shortage of nightlife in Vegas, but we had a pretty early morning scheduled, so we kept the $3 beers to a reasonable amount and called it for the first night. Good morning, day one of SEMA. About to head over, we have to take the monorail there, I think. Well, we don't have to, but we're gonna take the monorail there, and I'll give you a little view of the room. This is probably pretty cool during the day, I would imagine, once everyone wakes up. But we're gonna go over there early to catch the exhibit for the SI before it's open to the public, because otherwise I'm sure it's gonna be like insane once everyone's there.
They would send you Alexandria back at that time and the buses are running again. That's
If you haven't already seen my previous video about the Civic Si, go check that one out. I covered it in a bunch of detail. Afterwards, we checked out more and more builds and products like this aftermarket Active Aero wing before we ventured back outside for what we'll call live action.
Alright. Sorry? It's weird to use the clutch with paddles. Isn't it though? I mean, you would think it would just be
Check out this, we're at the Toyota booth right now, and this is Tacozilla. It is like this ridiculous Tacoma overland rig. I want to show you guys this thing. Obviously like pretty traditional taco in front, but look at this ridiculous rooftop they have, and they're tacked on to the back here. We'll come around to the side, try and peek indoors. It sleeps 4 allegedly. There is a working bathroom, shower, full kitchen, fridge. Look at that. Even the wood floor. And I really dig this skylight up top too. Can't imagine what a Tacozilla costs, but this is a pretty sweet overlanding rig. Hey, that's Clay from Expedition Overland.
It's pretty rad. I brought you.
Here's a car I'm super stoked about. I really couldn't care less too much about this new C8s. I mean, great car, but they're already kind of all over the place and it's a Corvette. But the Z06 is something that very much excites me. This is the one with the flat plane crank V8, and of course, everyone has heard that sound, all those sound clips on all the YouTube videos. The front end of this thing looks pretty wild, a lot more angular than the standard car, and all kinds of spats and aero going on here. Check out these carbon fiber wheels. These wheels are worth more than my car is. This is absolutely insane. I'm not sure if that's a package yet or what the deal with that is, but let's come around to the back here. Obviously you can see the Z06 on the side, carbon fiber wheels in the back as well. Check out this massive wing. I like these seats as well. This color combination is pretty wild with this orange on white. Really would like to try and get my hands on one of these to drive.
This is the point where we transitioned outside, where there are more cars lined up absolutely everywhere. And one of the things that I enjoyed the most were the special guests that they had outside. Tanner Faust and Mike Rowe, of all people, showed up in a 500,000-mile Mercedes C36 AMG, and then Tanner took Mike out in his drift car to shred some tires. We were having a great time watching what we thought was a tire shredding good time. And then we walked over to the Hoonigan exhibit, where we found out what destroying tires actually looks like.
Are you all here to party? Do you all want to see him party? I said, do you all want to see him party? Like you
All right, that's gonna be it for us from SEMA. I wanna go over a couple tips for SEMA since this is my first time, and things I would do differently, the things I would do again. First and foremost, I wanna say, like, obviously the amount of builds here is insane, the quality of builds. This thing is pretty wild. This PPE did this build. It's a Duramax diesel in this Chevelle, which is pretty dope. It makes like over 1,000 horsepower. And this stuff is just like, I hate to say dime a dozen because it takes away from how legit this actually is, but there's just so many builds like this. And the sheer scale of this entire thing is kind of mind-boggling. There's building after building after building, and we mostly focused on the performance section. The manufacturers are here, but a lot of the other areas revolve around tools, revolve around body panels, revolve around body work and things like that. So we have a lot of different things to look at. So do it in more than one day. We were just here for a day, and there's way too much stuff to see. Outside of that, I really enjoyed all the stuff that's outside the buildings, and you don't even need to have a pass to go to that. There's so many cars out there, there's so many events, there's all the obviously like burnout stuff, like of course everyone loves burnouts, everyone loves drifting. So come and do that, and definitely stay for the stuff outside. So those are my tips. I hope you guys enjoyed the time at SEMA. I can't hear anything because my ears are ruined from all those burnouts, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Eat, Sleep, Drive TV on Instagram, and hit that subscribe and like button if you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.